Hey everyone, it is April the 7th on Read Through the Word, and I thought we would just take a little field trip and go outside today. And it's kind of sad. I'm sitting here looking at my garden, or my flower beds, and I can't even get anywhere to get my flowers put in, and probably the experts say it's a little too soon yet to put the flowers out anyways, but it's still just wintering right out here at my house, but the sun's out and the trees are blooming and green, and so I just wanted to come outside today. Hope that was okay. In fact, we're going to be outside for the next 3 days because I'm going to be filming 3 videos in a row for those teachings. Okay, so I approached the reading today asking God, all right, what's something new I can learn from Ruth? Not that I can't learn anything new. You know how I feel about that. The Bible is alive and active, and it's teaching and speaking all the time. And so I started to look at the different people in the story, and I focused in, or the Spirit directed me to Naomi. And I really looked at her life and looked at a woman whose dreams were shattered. She's not the first woman that we've come across in the Bible who wanted things to be different and they weren't. She's not going to be the last. But she had a family. She had a husband. She had 2 sons. And I can't imagine losing my husband and my children. Just can't. My best friend and I have said, and I'm please hear me, I'm not making light of this at all. And if you have experienced such a loss, my heart is truly grieved. My heart truly grieves for you, because I truly can't imagine how you survive that. I really don't. My best friend and I have said for years, you would just have to put me in the grave with them. I don't know how you do that. My mother-in-law lost her husband, and then the next year lost one of her sons. I mean, she wasn't finished grieving for her husband. Her son was, she lost her son first and then her husband. So she wasn't finished grieving her son's death before she had to experience her husband's death. And I watched her. And the only way she got through it was her faith. Yeah. I watched my sister-in-law, my husband's sister. She grieved the loss of her brother, then her father. Then many years later, she lost her own husband. Grief is a terrible, terrible thing that we have to go through on this side of heaven. I've had people that I love taken from me, people that I have prayed for, but not anything to this magnitude. So the fact that Naomi could even think clearly enough to say to her daughter-in-laws, go back home, start your life anew, that she could process to go back home. All of that is amazing to me. So I thought I would look at the idea of, or the Spirit led me to the idea of, what do we do when our dreams are shattered? And I realized that dreams of all magnitude are shattered, not just by death. But there are all manner of losses and dreams that don't come true, and dreams that came true and were only there for just a vapor of a time. So whereas we're talking about grief of loved ones, this grief comes in all different manners and all different sizes and shapes. So these are some things that we learn from Naomi that we can apply to any type of loss that we experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical loss, but Naomi reached out to loved ones. She didn't process this alone. She had her daughter-in-laws with her, and she reached out to them. And you know that they had to be close. They all left together. She left together with her husbands, and they, her son and her husband, and then the sons got married. And you know that they were close because they were there together. And she reached out and she grieved with them, and she even gave them direction again, which was sound and amazing to me. Grief is real. Allow yourself to go through the process. And loss, as I said, grief, loss, is real. Allow yourself to go through the process. When she went back home, did you notice? It said, so two of them continued of the journey, Naomi and Ruth. When they came back to Bethlehem, the entire town was excited by their arrival. Is it really Naomi? Don't call me Naomi. Instead, call me Mara, for the Almighty has made life very bitter for me. So allow yourself to feel those feelings that you feel. That anger, that disappointment, that bitterness. Don't let it take root. Any counselor will tell you, warn you about allowing all of that to take root and to manifest itself in us, because it can take over us physiologically and emotionally and mentally. But don't skip the process, is what I'm saying here. And then share God with others. When you share your grief, share God with others, because you don't ever know who could be saved at the time. Ruth didn't know the God that Naomi knew until she shared about that. And Ruth then knew the God that Naomi knew. Where you go, I'll go. Your God will be my God. Your people will be my people. She began to know the God that Naomi knew because Naomi shared that. In the midst of her pain and grief and loss, she shared it. And as hard as this is, help somebody. You don't feel like helping anybody when you're experiencing loss. You don't feel like bringing comfort to anybody. But Ruth had lost someone too. So helping someone will ease your own suffering, because, softly I'm going to say this, it allows us to take our eyes off ourselves and turn them to someone else. So help someone. It will help ease our sorrow. And she did that with Ruth. She helped Ruth in the Boaz situation. And trust God for the outcome. She did very, very noticeably. God is not mentioned in the Bible, in the story of Ruth, but he's definitely there, and you see it. So when your dreams are shattered, you have that loss, just remember that God is good. He's good at being God. My friend Lisa Turker says that all the time, and I love it. I borrow it quite often. And he's good even when our dreams are shattered and our losses are very, very close to us. He's still good. He's still God, and he's still good at being God. See you next time on Read Through the Word.